Okay, good morning, everyone. Today is the 13th of March, believe it or not. Classes in Peru have already started. I don't know about your countries, but we don't know what is going to happen. We hope everything is all right. So today we have, as usual, a very special, friendly, and wonderful friend of ours, who is Anthony Michael from Nigeria. So thank you so much, Anthony, for giving us part of your time on a Sunday morning. And thank you, Roxy in Lima, Maria Teresa in Bolivia, Silvia Urbina, and Senia Montes, and Paola Cruz in Peru, and our president, Raj Jill in Canada, okay? As usual, let me share my screen to give you some information about what is going to happen this semester. This is my new Facebook account, Jaime Kajima Teacher Trainer. I've changed names 3 times, and I hope I don't have to change it anymore. So, as usual, I present some quotes, some ideas, some food for thought. So anybody who wants to read and reflect about this quote, please.
Trust yourself. You have survived a lot, and you will survive whatever is coming. I think this is perfect for all the situation we have to go through. We have to be aware of the things that we are experiencing at this point, but we also have to be ready for what's coming.
Yes.
And we have to be there as usual with all the things that we have to face.
Yes, that's true. And the most important, Maria Teresa, trust yourself.
Right.
Yes. Second one, I stole it from Mary Scholl's Instagram account. I saw it and I loved it. Anyone who wants to read it? No one.
I can read it.
Please, Raj.
Only tenderness can hold rage. And I'm not sure.
Love.
Love. The other one I couldn't see by who.
Love is a renewable resource.
Love is a renewable resource. I think I think if we treat everything with love and resourcefulness will follow.
Yes, that's true. Love is the key that opens any door, right?
An endless resource. Love is.
Yes, and that is the good thing about it. It's endless. And I also stole this beautiful photograph from Mary Scholl's Instagram account. Anyone else feeling the weight of a heavy heart around all that is happening in the world right now? Have a look at the photograph. Analyze it. Any idea that comes to your mind, Paola, Raj, Maria Teresa, Anthony, Roxy? What does it mean to you?
It's actually reflecting what we are going to talk about today.
Yeah, that's why I got these photographs.
A lot is going on. A lot is going on.
So our heart will help us to bear, to fight, to cope with our problems, right, Roxy?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so if you want to watch the 67 past meetings, you can go and you can watch them in our YouTube channel, Jaime Kajima Teacher Trainer, and who is presenting on Sunday, the 20th of March, our new friend, Mona Boulel from Tunisia. I don't know if you know, well, you must know, Anthony, where Tunisia is, right? It's a beautiful country. I've been watching videos about it. Well, and Mona will be talking about her country and this beautiful topic dealing with the students' mental health through extracurricular activities. Then our good friend, storyteller from Mexico, Gabriela Ladrón de Guevara. She's a wonderful storyteller. She's got a program on the radio. She's very famous, not only in Mexico, but also in Latin America. She will be talking about intercultural communication in ELT classroom. Then our good actress, teacher, entrepreneur, businesswoman, everything else, Ursula Marmol, who lives in Cusco, the beautiful capital of the Incas and Latin America, back to the classroom with a renovated view, will be her topic. Then a good friend of mine, Takalani Masho, the president of presidents from South Africa. He will be talking about teaching and learning multicultural students at university. And this is good news. This will be our first, sorry, Raj, this will be our first roundtable in Spanish. Why in Spanish? The question, because more than the language, we are interested in teaching English to kindergarten, problems of teaching and learning with this. So we will be talking about, I don't know how to say autismo, and all the other problems that children are facing. You will be surprised to listen to these 4 wonderful kindergarten teachers from Latin America, Gabriela Alor from Mexico, Eugenia de Loza from Argentina, and my 2 good friends, Isabel Ruiz and Katia Murguia from Peru.
Hey guys, no se vayan a copiar, les pongo esto solo como un ejemplo para que ustedes puedan ver, ¿ya? Abran su libro, busquen su gramática, ¿ya?
Okay, that was an interference, don't worry, don't panic.
No lo vayan a hacer igualito porque no los considero.
Okay, and then Jose Ricardo from Colombia, he will be talking about high leverage teaching practices. And today we have our good, wonderful, excellent, marvelous friend, Anthony Michael. Let me say a few words about Michael. Anthony Michael holds a bachelor's and a master's degree in philosophy of language from London College University, Nigeria, popularly known as the University of Ibadan. He also has a diploma in French, oh la la, mon Dieu, and basic German, Ich bin Jaime, from the same university, and a diploma in classics from Pontifical Urban University, Rome, where he majors in Latin with basic Hebrew and Greek. My goodness. Anthony Michael has the Cambridge Teaching Knowledge Test and CLIL certificates and has obtained a teacher trainer certificate from Centro de Idiomas Nacional Universidad de Moquegua in Hilo. In his 12 years of teaching experience, he has taught in Nigeria, Ghana, the Republic of South Africa, Bolivia, and Peru. He has also participated and has given talks and plenaries in several conference workshops and congresses. Anthony is currently a teacher trainer and English tutor at Centro de Idiomas Universidad Nacional de Moquegua, filial Hilo, Peru. Enrique Mates Cambridge Exam Center College, Hilo, Peru. He is involved with the annual English project for the military and Tech English at Luis Enrique Valcárcel Technical Institute in Hilo. He enjoys traveling, meeting new people, cooking, reading, and researching. Anthony believes in giving peace a chance. So doing the right thing at the right time. I love this. Giving peace a chance. Doing the right thing at the right time. So thank you very much, dear Michael, for your time on a Sunday morning. And here is a round of virtual applauses for you. So thank you so much, Michael. The screen is yours.
Thank you very much. I feel very, very grateful to everyone, and also very grateful to my family, to my late father who died on this day 2 years ago, who gave me everything. When I look at my age and then look at what I have achieved, I keep asking myself, how come it happened?
Yes.
So I am in between the grandmasters like Jaime and Miss Raj, and then the younger generation that are coming. So thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with you, really. Thank you. So I will share my screen right now and then we'll begin. Okay. Okay. So I want to talk about post-pandemic life in a post-pandemic world, some essential skills for adapting, surviving, and thriving. First and foremost, this presentation is born out of my, attendance in this special gathering. So since 2020, I started attending this meeting. I listened to great teachers, great speakers, and everything they have said. I tried as much as I can to produce this presentation. And to that effect, I dedicated it to all speakers, past and future, and to our audience that are listening to us, that this period in time where we are experiencing very difficult moments, when everything is changing, that all of us will thrive, all of us will succeed, and all of us will be happy. Now, my opening monologue is that as we look at the world today, everything about life, everything that makes life good, everything that makes life enjoyable is now very, very expensive. Expensive in the sense that we now find it difficult to have a very healthy environment. We find it difficult to even breathe, water that we drink, food, shelter, job opportunities, security, good health, peace of mind. All of these things are very, very, very scarce. And the pandemic that ravaged the world since the late 2019 has caused a lot of imbalances. This experience is currently a slippery slope and a handy catalyst of change in our world. In Kunian terms, we have a paradigm shift at hand, a global revolution, and many people now live in fear. So serious questions about how to continue to live, how to do things, and especially how to teach and learn, and parent minors are emerging every day, every day. There are also serious interrogations on health, safety, abilities, capabilities, and capacities. Hence, we need to ask, how do we adapt? How do we survive? How do we thrive? Now, researchers, specialists are proposing many different theories. Since 2019 till now, a lot of theories of how to live in this current situation are popping up. These theories ranges from political, economic to social, psychological, scientific, and practical technological know-how. So a lot of theories are coming up how to survive this time around. But in as much as this presentation values the theories mentioned, I want to focus more on the humanistic approach that is rooted in metaphysics, study of reality, of life and existence, epistemology, knowledge of life, realities, and conservatism, how to conserve our world so that we can live longer here. Now, the presentation interrogates some key life and existential skills of adapting, surviving, and thriving in this post-pandemic time. It reflects on how these skills are organized into different sets of groups and sequentially taught as teams in classroom, family meeting, personality development program. So it is for everyone, whether student, whether father or mother, whether specialist, wherever you are, whatever you are, this presentation is meant for you. Now, first and foremost, like I said, I want to present what I see as key skills of adapting, surviving, and thriving in post-pandemic world. What I intend to achieve in this presentation is to organize these skills, put them together, and present them. Let's say we want to teach English, we want to teach mathematics, we want to teach any of the courses, how we can use this as a kind of lesson. And also to see how we can not just teach them, but look at them sequentially, week by week, day by day. That's what I want to achieve, so that anybody that wants to have this presentation, you can teach it and discuss it day by day or week by week, depending on the way you want. Now, the key definitions of this presentation are the three keywords: adapting, surviving, and thriving. So for the sake of this presentation, I try to limit their definition to this: adapting, modification of process or approaches to daily life; adjusting to the current situation; becoming better suited in today's world. So that is how I want to define adapting within the context of this presentation. Surviving, the state or fact of continuing to live, to exist in spite of the changes or deals or difficult circumstances, the continuation of life or existence. Thriving, to grow or develop vigorously well, to prosper and flourish. Opening new horizons, learning and developing new skills of success in life. So that's how I want to use these key terms within the context of this presentation. Now, my first aim, some important skills that most successful entrepreneurs, business, family, whoever you are, I try to group these skills into four families or into four sets. Like I said, this presentation is not scientific, it's not technological, it is rather humanistic. And I believe that when the inside is good, when the inside of us, I mean the conscience, mind, when the mind is functional, whatever that will come outwardly will become better. In other words, if I'm a better person inside of me, then whatever that will come out of me in forms of practice, work, will be also good. So I'm looking rather into the real aspect of human person. I'm not saying that the body is not the real, but I'm talking about what makes person a human being, what it is. So I believe that these skills is more or less to train ourselves to become better human beings. And then when we now carry these skills to work, to our interactions, to our place of work and all the rest of the what we do, will be better, and life will be better around us. And those who experience us, we have a better life. So these four groups, the first group is what I call the skills that has to do with inward reflection. And this group are valuable skills and emotions a person must possess and develop in order to adapt, survive, and thrive. So I am beginning from the self. And then we move to the next level, which is considering others' skill. This is like ways a person can better understand and work with others in order to adapt and survive. So from understanding self, becoming a better self, and then moving to the interaction with other people. And then to the next group, social skills for success, ways a person can effectively contribute and share his or her ideas with others in order to adapt, survive, and thrive. This is very important. This third group is very important because sometimes we have good ideas. Sometimes we have knowledge, but the way we pass them across could be problematic. That is one of the things I have learned in the past few years, my professional development, that I have good lesson notes, I have good ideas, I have wonderful knowledge, but the transmission can truncate and destroy such beautiful ideas. So it is also very important that I brought this skill in between, that not just having the knowledge, but the way we transmit this knowledge to the other person. And then the last group, what I call the bigger picture skills, that is personal skills that can be of great service to others. Now we are moving from self to the interaction level, then from interaction to how we transmit ideas and knowledge. And then from how we transmit ideas and knowledge to what we can do to become of great service to others. That is how I group these skills. So let's begin from the first group. Now, the first group, which has to do with self, which every person, everybody, every human being in this world as it is right now, what we need to build ourselves. One of those things is humility. Humility is very grand in the sense that it is not the case where I am the harbinger of knowledge. I am the island of everything. It is a case where we'll be open to learn from other people. If you are a teacher, it's the case where you remember that technology has made our students even wiser, that we can learn something from our students. It is the case where if you're a parent, you can learn something from your child. It's the case where if you're a mentor, you can also learn something from those you are mentoring. Humility is very central. Then to love, maybe the word love could be very, very vast in the sense that there are so many definitions of love. But what am I saying? Love in this context is to that or those things that we do that makes us or make other people happy. That is love. When you do something and you feel that the other person is happy, and you yourself, you're happy, that's love. So self-love is very important. So love, to be able to love other people, you need to even love yourself first before you love other people. So we have to build that self-love, accept our strengths, accept our weaknesses, and then prepare ourselves for meeting or interacting with others. The next one is sense of humor. Sense of humor is very important on a personal level. You have to make yourself happy. That's it. Try to bring in those things that will, that will distract. Not every time, like one of my teachers in those days would say, every time you are pure business online. No. Sometimes there is need for sense of humor to make the self open, happy, relate with ourselves, relate with ourselves, and try as much as we can to bring on all those small things. I cannot say because I love watching movie, because I'm working online or I'm working in school, I will no longer watch movie. No, I love playing soccer. Because I am studying, I will no longer play soccer. No, and because I love traveling, because I am married now, I have a baby, I will no longer travel. No, we need to bring all those small things that makes us happy. They are very important in self-sustenance. Another one is compromise. This is a very difficult time we are. Compromise is not just accepting anything. Compromise is just about showing that understanding and accepting our mistakes. Don't kill yourself because you made a mistake. What makes a man or woman is when we make mistake, fall on the ground, we rise up again and continue to move forward in life. Independence. Now, the world we are has pushed us to that situation of individualism where we need to cater for ourselves. But sometimes many people are buried into what they are doing without taking care of themselves, bodily, mentally, socially, spiritually, and even any other, psychologically, and other aspects of life. So independence is not just doing things by yourself. It's also allowing yourself to express those things that you long for. I'm not saying the bad things. I'm saying those good, beautiful things that you long for. Then when you do them, you become not just independent, but a healthy, independent person. A rational, healthy, independent person. Confidence. Confidence is encouraging ourselves. We need to encourage ourselves, especially in a situation where we are in a difficulty. We need to encourage ourselves. We need to talk to ourselves. We need to tell ourselves that we can do it. We need to say, yes, we can. We need to, reassure ourselves that we can forge ahead. Resilience, as everywhere is becoming, a lot of imbalances in our lives today because of what is happening in our world today. We need to be resilient and tell yourself that we can survive, that we can move forward. And the next of it is, of course, bravery. Bravery is not just about resilience and surviving or moving forward. Bravery is also about accepting who you are, accepting your weaknesses, being able to know or say your weaknesses, own it, and then work on it and move forward. Empathy is also another beautiful one. We need to develop this one this time around. Empathy is like putting ourselves in the shoes of others. So if you are a teacher or if you are a parent that do not have empathy, I think this time around we call for that. I remember when we started the online class in 2020, it was very hectic because nobody prepared for it. That is where we saw that empathetic situation towards our students, towards ourselves, towards those around us, because everybody was facing a lot of difficulty. But now that we are in a post-pandemic world, which have made our world a little bit wary, it is also a call to develop empathy. And then finally, in this group is self-awareness. Self-awareness is about knowing your limit, knowing where you can go and where you cannot go, knowing what you can do and what you cannot do, and accepting them that way. Self-awareness is very important because as teachers, as parents, if we continue to put all our energy in one thing, trying to push that and push that, we may reach a breaking point where everything may, crash on us. So self-awareness is very important. Why? Because it helps us to guard ourselves, protect our mind, protect our emotion, protect ourselves from uncertain or uncalling situation. Self-awareness is what each and every one of us need in this world, knowing what we can do and what we cannot do. And not just knowing what we can do and what we cannot do, and also being open to learn and to understand some of these things. So I want, maybe extra comments from anybody on
Yeah.
this group.
I was raising my hand, Anthony, to give Roxy, Raj, Sylvia, Maria Teresa, Mona, hello Mona in Tunisia, and Paola, and myself to express our opinion. I was listening to you and I was saying, wow, this is beautiful. And I guess it's my personal opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, that we were aware of this, we have been aware of this during these 2 years of pandemic. But now that we are going back to normal life, which won't be normal life anymore, I guess we are again forgetting about love, about sense of humor, compromise, confidence, because here in Peru, for example, many people don't want to wear their masks. People get together and they don't care about other people. Many people don't want to get vaccinated. So what can we do with these people? I don't know if Raj, Roxy, Maria Teresa, Silvia, Paola, or Muna have something to say. Anyone?
I may. I think I'm appreciating what Anthony has just shared. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anthony, thank you for creating this list, and I think these are skills and practices that we want to keep in our heart and mind, and knowing what Jaime is saying, that some people will make different choices than we like to make, like not get vaccinated, for instance. How do we then respond to that situation, knowing that we still want to be loving, show empathy, and know that we are interdependent. What you do affects me, what I do affects you. So an interesting conversation, how to respond when we are not in alignment with what the strategies we choose to live our life by.
Thank you, dear Raj. Anybody? Roxy, Silvia, Maria Teresa, Muna, Paola, something you want to say?
Yes, thank you, Anthony, for this, as Raj has mentioned, for this very interesting and important list that has been mentioned. It makes us aware that probably we have some of those, probably we don't, and probably we have to look for those. But I'm very, how do you say it? I'm very confirmed that nothing of this will come if we don't ask the Lord to give them to us. The faith. For me, if you ask me, I would put the very first one in the list, faith. I think that everything will come if we have the faith and we ask for that. And what is important is that these skills or these abilities of these Lord's gifts will be with us as long as we use them. They are like a borrow to us temporarily. If we have a good use of them, they will be with us permanently. If not, they will be taken away. I'm really sure of that all of us have those qualities, those talents that have been borrowed to us to be used, but it's very important that we have to be aware. So thank you for this list. I have copied the list, and it's important to, from time to time, to have a look at them and to see, like, can we are a mixed of different characteristics. We have our weaknesses and strengths, and we have to work on that. It's a constant process. And I'm totally agree what you said, Anthony, that we cannot give what we don't have. Everything is inside. And if I can give something, it's because I have it. So this is a giving and taking process. Whether we are teaching, whether we are talking, we are socializing in any group, human group, we are always giving and taking, and this is a precious gift given to us in the sense that we are all the time in this process of learning. It's not a process of just knowledge, but it's a process of a big combination of a lot of skills and talents. So thank you very much, Anthony, for this opportunity.
Okay, Anthony, nice. Can you hear me? Yeah, right?
Yes, Silvia.
So I really appreciate all of this. I really appreciate all of the lists and also all of the advice, because through this pandemic situation, for example, I don't have, or I can be honest with myself, and I don't have a lot of patience. But through the process of this pandemic, of the COVID, I learned, I think I have grown up as a human being. And I totally agree with Rosanna when she says that God give us those skills. Yes, those skills like gifts, like presents, right? And as she mentioned, it's faith and many things. But I'm totally convinced, because that happened to me, that we can learn, that we can develop, grow more like a teacher, like a person. At the beginning, it was difficult for me to teach to the students, the noise, the students didn't listen, they were in, out, but little by little, I have seen that students have a lot of problems also. Many people die, the grandparents die. Okay, so those were the reactions. And I think that today, more than ever, we need to be a little more human inside. Is it, Anthony? We need to use a more humanistic perspective and a lot of love, patience, empathy. Yes, and also we need a lot of flexibility. Yes, we need to be flexible, because sometimes we prepare things and then we have to switch to different things and arrange. Yes, I totally agree with you, Anthony, because we can learn a lot of things about the internet, about technology, but if we as human beings don't have that things, I think some of the qualities to be a teacher, so everything is going in the wrong path, and students will pay the cost, right? And sometimes, for example, I have seen the students are very young, no? And the other problem that maybe I have observed is the stress of the teacher. We can be sometimes very nice, yeah, and we have received those gifts. We have the faith, but to work here, to work there, because you know the salary here in Peru, so the teacher, the English teacher, has to work in different
everywhere, Silvia.
24/7, right? So
Yes.
it's every 24/7. So then you end up worn out. So so you don't produce as you wanted. So the stress, and so we need sometimes to take time to smell the roses. Yes. For example, for me, sometimes I run, do some exercise. I watch out a lot my what I'm eating, not only menu. Yes, we have to be careful. Okay, guys.
You should give a workshop next time, Silvia Urbina, about what Peruvian teachers should do and not shouldn't. Okay, let me read Anthony Mona's opinion, and then you may go on. She says that she has some technical issues, but she would like to say that this list is a good reminder of all these beautiful values. I believe people have stopped wearing masks. It's not because they are selfish and not thinking about other safety, but because they are so eager to go back to normal life. Okay, go on, dear Anthony.
Thank you very much for your reactions. Thank you, I appreciate. Now we are going to the skill group 2. This one is about considering others. Considering others, ways a person can better understand and work with others in order to adapt, survive, and thrive. One of them is creativity. Now, as teachers, I don't want to overemphasize this. Without creativity, I think a teacher is nothing. We have to find a way. We were all creative. Imagine 2020, when the whole thing happened. I know that my students know more about computer than I do. But I became not just the teacher, I became a big brother. I became a mentor. I became the tech man. I became the computer scientist. Everything was, I don't want to overemphasize it. Yes. And imagine if I am not creative, how I would have survived till now. So all of us then, everybody here, we were all creative in 2020. And it is a call to continue to be creative, even as we step into the next phase of our century. We also showed great deal of understanding there. It's also another call for understanding. What do I mean by understanding? Understanding here is not just about understanding what the teacher, what the student wants, or what your child or a friend wants. No, it's not that. Understanding here involves paying more attention to all those things that we think that are not, really serious. Those things that we think that do not matter. Paying more attention to some of them. That's what understanding here could mean. And verbal communication becomes a do without. Verbal communication. The verbal communication is different from phone call, it's different from text message, it's different from video call. No, I mean looking into people's eyes and talk to them. You feel their emotion, you feel the connection, you feel their life, when you look at people. And once it's something I learned also in 2020, between 2020 and now, is how to communicate with my students, looking at their eyes, looking at their face, trying to read meaning into what their face is telling me. The face showing happy, the face showing anxiety, worry, very important. And not just talking, also listening too. Is a two-way thing. Listening too. Talking and listening, paying attention to what they're saying. And that is what I mean by active listening. Being present while somebody is talking to you. I think is in many cultures, including Peruvian culture, I believe so, that when somebody is talking to you and you're not paying attention to that person, you are distracted with some other thing, it shows that you do not respect, you do not regard that person. Actually, from the family where I come from, when my father was alive, he cannot be talking to you and you'll be looking out there. He will want you to look at his face and listen to him act. But because of the so many situations we face in our world today, we seem to be distracted by the noise. So active listening is a core right now that we need to do to understand what people are facing. And then that brings us to interpersonal relationship. Interpersonal relationship. Now, like I said, I will relate well to myself in order to relate well to the other person. Very important. And then interpersonal relationship is not just, like you are depending on anyone, no, but it shows that you care. It shows that you care about their lives, you care about their situations, you care about what they do. And then teaching. Teaching here is not about teaching in the classroom. No, it's not only that, but teaching the real way to life. Like I normally say, a teacher is more than a teacher. A teacher in a classroom is a mentor, probably a mother, probably a father, probably a big brother, probably a big aunt, big uncle, could also be a facilitator, could be a psychologist, could be someone that encourages, could be someone that forms, a formator. A teacher is so many things. Likewise, if you're not a teacher, you're a parent. You are also so many things to your kids, to your words at home. If you're not a parent and you are just a friend to someone, there are 1 or 2 or 3 people that are looking up to you. This is where teaching comes to play, like bringing and sharing your ideas, your perspectives towards life and what you think about life in general. And then another one is emotional intelligence. This emotional intelligence is very important. Well, some people call it self-control. Emotional intelligence is to know some of those things that can make you feel cranky and avoid them. And some of those things that can make you feel happy, do them. So emotional intelligence is to know how your emotion functions, the things that worry us and the things that do not. We cannot just be living without understanding some of these things. Because if we do not have emotional intelligence, then we will be having problems with people every day. We'll be in trouble every day. So that emotional intelligence is very important, a situation where we need to, guard ourselves from unnecessary, problems and issues, and then knowing how to control our emotions even when they are boiling. Intention. Intention is very important in our lives these days. Whatever we're doing that is good, we need to be intentional about it so that whoever that is receiving it from the other side will realize that what we have in mind or our intent is something very nice, something very good, something very prospective, something that will help us to thrive, something that will help us to, become better, whatever we do. I remember initially when I was, before the presentation, Jaime asked me, what is it that I want? I said, I will be really, really happy in the future to see my student become something great, probably the president, probably governor, or something great. And in my old age, I say, yes, I taught him. So that time I will be teaching him. I should be intentional so that the person will take me serious. And in as much as I know that English teachers will suffer everywhere in the world, not just in Peru, even my country, suffer a lot. We suffer. During English class is when they will remember they will do dance. During English class is when they will remember they will do act movies and all those things. During English class is when the directors, sorry if there is any director, but there are some directors that are very good in using English class to do extracurricular activity. I remember where I was teaching before, it was only during the English class that they would remember that they would dance. And one day I was really furious and I went to my coordinator and I asked her, why is it that only English class you'll be acting movie and they're doing all these things? Why can't you just allow me to do my job? He said, yeah, teacher, but now, it's your class. We normally put it in the afternoon and we want the student. I said, no, you put the class in the afternoon for this reason, using it at any point in time. So we suffer a lot, but we cannot allow that to get into us. And then we decided to do our job unintentionally. Remember, as a teacher, as a parent, as a friend, you are part of someone's life, whether it is past, whether it's present, whether it's future. You are sharing someone's humanity, whatever that person will be or will become, you will be there. So if the person becomes something that is unacceptable in a society, you are part of it. So that is the reason why monitoring, especially to our juniors, become very important. Now, this monitoring could be misunderstood, but I want to clarify what I mean here. I mean telling people that you care about them, not dictating to people that how they to live, no, but that you care about them. Very important, very important. Monitoring, okay? And then self-assessment. Self-assessment. I think it is better to allow people to assess themselves than you assessing them. I create the opportunity for people to evaluate what they're doing than I giving them view of what they are doing. So I will like, what do you think? Okay, this thing happened, this thing happened. What do you think? How can we solve it? What do you think? And the person will bring out his or her own, ideas, wherever the ideas are. And then from there, we'll now begin to build a kind of friendship relation on how to survive, how to thrive. I wish to call on any other person that wants to comment on this second group that involves considering others, please.
Yes, sure, dear Anthony. I love this second group too. I'm sure that everyone does too. I like this, the self-assessment when you say, don't wait for someone else to sit you down. So sit yourself down, look at yourself and think what you are doing for the others. Sylvia mentioned a few minutes before about being patient and understanding with our students because their parents passed away or they were sick or things like that. And all this information is very important too. So anybody else who wants to comment, yeah, somebody's doing that. I hope that on purpose. Maria Teresa in Bolivia.
Yes, all the words provided over here, I think are related to the process that we go through while working as teachers. Sometimes we might forget some of them due to the pressure that we have to go through. But at a certain point, I also remembered once in a previous presentation that I said that we have to be or we have to feel the way our students feel. And it was since we had to answer some questions on a questionnaire provided by the presenters that day, and the anxiety we go through put us in a position where we have to try to understand better what goes on in the classroom, especially with students when they are facing new things or they are learning new things, and they have to be there to provide the answers requested by the teachers. Therefore, think all of them in one way or another are putting us in the position of analyzing ourselves and being in the situation where you are on the spot, that you are going to be as well analyzed, can be criticized at a certain point, right? Therefore, we have to try to understand better what goes on through all the aspects that Anthony mentioned with the words mentioned over here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Maria Teresa in Bolivia. Anybody else who wants to express his or her opinion or point of view? Raj in Canada.
I was just going to say, I was looking, Anthony, at mentoring and the Star Wars theme. Don't be Darth, be Yoda. You want to comment on that a little bit?
Okay, you want me to comment?
Yes.
Yes, yes. In the movie Star Wars, in the movie Star Wars, there is difference between the Yoda and the Darth. So you see the Darth pulling down, in summary, pulling the group down. Why Yoda is like, do this, everything will be fine. Do this, everything will be fine. That kind of thing. So that is why I put it there. Don't be the Darth, be a Yoda. That's what I mean. Thank you.
Well, Mona has problems, technical problems, so she can't speak, but she wrote, I like how these elements are put. A teacher should try to have all these qualities to make his students love him or love her. Okay, anybody else, please, who wants to express? Yeah, Roxy in Lima, Peru.
If you allow me, I would like to point it out about active listening, which I consider we have this skill very little developed. Most of the time when somebody is speaking and telling us, everybody automatically brain process the information and we start automatically thinking and associating the words to something that happened to us. And that is not the real true active listening. We have to think 100% on the words or feelings being expressed to us in order to continue the conversation about the experience of the person that is sharing to us, no referring to my experience. And that's very difficult to control. This is one of the things I have to work a lot, because automatically when somebody shares that I was stolen, I remember and face it and associate with experiences I have about that. Or if somebody tells me, okay, that person isn't kind of polite, doesn't like to wear a mask or is not maintaining the distance. And then I remember about the situations about that. And that active listening has to be worked a lot, in the sense that we have to focus on the emisser, the person who is given the information, to concentrate 100% on what is being given. And that's very important when we are giving lessons, to try to understand and to listen to our learners. Not to associate with our experience, but their own world, not to be part of their world and to be associated with their own experiences, whether they're talking about themselves, whether they're talking about their own parents and their special situation. So from all of this, I think they're very, very helpful, but an active listening is quite difficult for me.
Okay, thank you. I guess that's all. Anybody else? No? Okay, back to you, Anthony.
Thank you very much for the feedback. Thank you so much. Then I will go to the next group. The next group is the social skill for success, ways a person can effectively contribute and share his or her ideas with others in order to adapt, survive, and thrive. Like I said at the beginning of this part, that it is not about having the knowledge. It's not about knowing. It's not about, full of ideas. But sometimes the way we communicate these ideas to other people might truncate the success of such ideas. It has happened to me, and it keeps happening, but I am becoming conscious of it these days because of the way the world is going. And body language, you have a beautiful ideas, but the body language is contra to what you are saying, that can truncate what you're saying. Imagine you're saying something beautiful and your facial expression is not reflecting what you're saying. Now, conversation skills. I believe in giving peace a chance, like you said. You know, giving peace a chance involves allowing people to participate. Allow people to participate. Okay, I am having a conversation with my student and the conversation is one way. That won't end well. I am teaching my student and instead of the class being student-centered, it becomes teacher-centered. That is not the way. I am talking to my son, I'm talking to my wife, I'm talking to my husband, I'm talking to my friend, and I colonize the conversation. That is not it. But I believe that dialogue is a situation where two people talk respectively, you know, with respect, and then each person listens to the other person's view, the other person listens to the other person's view, and life goes on. So conversation skill, we need them really this time around so that we won't talk past each other, so that we understand each other. And another thing is that so many things are happening to people. We don't know what they're feeling. We don't know what they have up there. And if we do not give a very positive conversation skill, our conversation may end up becoming monologue instead of dialogue. And then brings it to critical thinking. Critical thinking is very important these days, where we do not depend on one source of, let's say, one source of problem solving situation, just one source. No, we need to be, critical about what we are doing. We not just wake up and start teaching students. We need to have lesson notes, plan our lessons, organize ourselves before we enter into that class. And critical thinking is even more important these days because of the high-tech, situation we have today. Sometimes our students will go to online, they'll go online, download everything we want to teach them, read fast before even coming to class. We know that it could happen. It's happening. And imagine a teacher that is not critical in his thinking and in his delivering of a lesson. Imagine a parent that is not critical in the way the world is today. That will make things really, really difficult, really difficult. Now, another thing is adaptability. Now, adaptability is about being open to accept and forge ahead whatever that might come to our way. Like before the presentation, Professor Jaime was asking me, how come in Peru? What was the difficult thing? I said, I came to Peru, zero Spanish. I had no one vocabulary of Spanish not in my head, none. Probably I have them, but I don't know what it is. And when I came here, my students needed that little Spanish because they are not really strong in English. And I need that Spanish too to explain some of these things. It was one of the critical moments of my life, the first 3 months, the year 2016. It was critical for me. I have to teach myself quickly. I have to learn quickly. I have to adapt quickly. The way English is taught here is not the way English is taught in my country. Probably because we don't even do English as a course. We just do it as one of those things just to enjoy ourselves, because it's many children in Nigeria today, especially those that were born from the 1980s downwards, not even know their native language. I don't speak my native language very well again. What I know is just English. So in that case, many children, many youth are considered like native speakers. And that is why in the UK, many students in Nigeria, they don't write any extra English language test because that's what they are taught from kindergarten down. Some people don't even haven't even heard about their native language, where they come from, except English. So in that situation, the way it is taught, I would say not really detail, but peripherally. When I came here, I have to learn how to teach it in detail. That is adaptability. Develop thick skin and move forward. Then the presentation skill. Like I was saying that if we may have great ideas, but the way we pass them across could truncate the idea, the beautiful thing about the idea. So also the presentation of such things. Now, imagine you have a very wonderful lesson note, but you do not know how to present them. Imagine a father or a mother. A mother has beautiful ideas to share with a daughter, but don't know how to present them. So this is very, very important. And one of the fundamental things about presentation of whatever is to be real and to be intentional. Now, when we present things in a peripheral way, when we are not real about them, when we are saying or talking for the sake of talking or saying, people that we are communicating to will decipher this and they will not take us serious. Okay. And then whether we like it or not, it's very, very important that we continue to develop our presentation skill because the world is changing. As we know, technology is taking over everything. And we also need to learn how to present using technology, technological terms, technological gadgets, and even technological procedures. All these things involves adaptability. So I will allow anybody to comment on this thought group skills. Thank you.
Sure. Well, as we did with the first and the second group, anybody wants to give his or her opinion about this skill group 3, social skills for success? Sylvia, in Peru?
Okay, yes. Okay, I'm in class. Okay, but anyway, yes, I think that social skills are very important. No body communication. That was very difficult. For example, in the presential classes is everything, but through the camera was different. Only your face, also from here until there. We have to do a lot of things. Something that I was thinking about your presentation is the conversation skills. For example, I had a hard time with my students having conversation skills with them. I think that conversation is the process of talking and receiving messages. Yes, not just to be heard. And that I don't know how did you handle that situation? Because, for example, with some students that I have here in Peru, with some teenagers, students like to turn off their cameras, and they didn't want to talk. So it was, for me, kind of frustrating at the beginning. Even more at the university level, most of the universities, they turn off their cameras and they are taking, for example, classes. They are taking different classes. They are taking English classes and they are taking other lessons. So I don't know. For me, still until now, it's very hard about just making all of them to participate, to give opinions. I don't know. What are some tips, Anthony? Do you have any recommendations, for example? Because there are rules here, the mentors say, do this, do that, but it's not happening. Most of the students don't like to turn on their cameras. They don't like to participate as us. We prepare the questions, the lessons, but still, I think this is one of the weaknesses of the online learning, right?
Yeah, thank you, Sylvia. Anthony?
Yes,
You are the expert.
Thank you. I am not. I'm just learning from you. Well, what I'm saying is, first and foremost, luckily for me, I became a tutor during this time. Even till now, I'm still a tutor. I'm tutoring secondary 2 in my school. Now, the tutors, I realized that the issue of camera became a very big question. I rallied around the tutors. The tutors called the director and the administrator, and the school made it a rule. That is how we navigated it. So it became a rule of our online class that every student that do not put on the camera is considered absent. That is how we captured the situation. So students now realize, we wrote a letter to the parent that if your child does not have camera on, it is considered that he is absent on that very day. That's number one. Then number two, how to make them participate. This is what I was saying, adaptability, by learning some technological things, which involves, app. Imagine you are teaching English, you talk, you want them to participate. Now I have to change my lesson notes where everybody will participate. So now I come to lesson, I distribute some things, some aspects of the lesson, and people will present. I create the culture of competition. I use some app like Quizzes, Kahoot, Padlet, and all the rest of them. And before you know it, the class will be hijacked from the teacher. The teacher will now become the spectator and the facilitator, and the student will handle themselves. That's how I survived the situation. And up till now, it's been paying off for me. You can do the same, I believe it could work.
Okay, thanks, Anthony. Yeah, there are different ways, different forms. I'm using, for example, the different applications, and the students work on the Google Classrooms so they can demonstrate and do many things, but still, I think this is one of the weaknesses of online. Very nice. Appreciated your comment.
Thank you. Anybody else who wants to talk about the skill group 3? No? Okay. Back to you, Anthony.
Okay, thank you very much. I think our journey is ending today's last group. The last group. Yes, this is the group. We are the bigger picture group. I call it the bigger picture group because this is where we serve others, where we bring others into play. Team building. Working as a team is very important. Please, this time around is not the time where I know it all. No. As a teacher, you need to cooperate with your fellow teachers to see what they are doing and learn from them. You can bring a teacher to look at your class, critique it, and give you feedback. You can get materials from other teachers. You can learn some other things from other teachers. This one is a do without, especially the world we belong. You can also make your classroom, not just a classroom, but a family or a team, where you consider the students as part of the team, and everybody will be playing different roles, because that what makes a team. If you look at the team of football, basketball, or volleyball, there are roles in each team. There are defenders, there are midfielders, there are attackers. So everybody is playing a particular role. But where a teacher will carry all the role, that's the problem. No team building, that will be a very big case. Giving back is very important. Feedback, that's what I mean. Feedback here is very important. Like I said, let another teacher come into your class, evaluate how you teach, and give you feedback. Try and give your student feedback the way they are performing in a very polite way. Another one is goal setting. Whatever we are doing, we have to set a goal and a target where we are heading to. Without it, nothing. It can, because imagine you are working and you are goalless, no objective. It doesn't work that way. Another one is global awareness. We have to be aware of what is happening in our world, around us, within our environment. That will help to shape whatever we are going to do. Environmental awareness is very important. I won't say nothing more of it, but environmental awareness is very important. Public speaking. Now, I think this is the time to communicate more. This is the time to speak out more. This is not the time to keep quiet. No, we are no longer in that period where you suffer and keep quiet. And motivating others is also very important. Motivate others, let others follow. Tell them that everything will be fine. that we will survive, that we will thrive, that we will succeed. Inspire others, you know, especially our students, those that are mothers and fathers here. The same thing can inspire your children too. You see, when your children look at the way you're working so hard, it will prop them up. And then, of course, equality. Now, it doesn't mean that everybody gets the same, but everybody gets what he or she needs. The photo shows it. Equality. Injustice is reigning in the world today, but in different ways. But when we say everybody will get what the same, remember there are others that have more, so they don't really need that. And there are those that have less that need more. Environmental care. My God, this one is very important too. In as much as we are continuing to do the class, it's also very important to take care of our environment. You know, they said cleanliness is next to godliness. If we don't take care of environment, if the environment is bad, then nothing will work for us. So that is what I want to say. Now, I want to quickly round up so that we can now talk straight. All these things I have discussed, we can organize them. That's my second aim. How to organize this team and make them like topics you can teach in the class for tutors, parents, teachers, like this. This is the group. Group them like this, and then you put them in this way. Imagine you discuss humility, creativity, body language, team building, love, understanding, conversation skill, giving back, like that. Imagine organize these teams like this. So if you want to teach as a form of course, you can do it this way. So you pick first one from valuable skills and emotions a person possesses and must develop. The second group, ways a person can work with and better understand others. The third group, ways a person can effectively contribute and share his or her ideas. And then the last group, how personal skill can be of great service to others. So you come here and organize it this way. First, the self, others, team building, and then how the person can serve others. You can organize it. Humility, creativity, body language, team building. Love, understanding, conversation, giving back. Humor, verbal communication, critical thinking, goal setting. Compromise, active listening, adaptability, global awareness. Independence, interpersonal relationships, personal skills, public speaking. Confidence, teaching, persuasive skills, motivating others. Resilience, emotional intelligence, dispute resolution, inspiring others. Bravery, mentoring, debating respectfully, and equality, empathy, intention, time management, and environmental care. Self-awareness, self-assessment, planning and organization, and storytelling. So these are my references. And like I said, this presentation was born out of my own personal reflection from the different speakers here. So the ideas that I am sharing with you, I got it from here. I got it from listening to great teachers, great speakers from here. And I sat down and I looked at what they have said and I tried to put everything together. And today I'm sharing and giving back what I've gotten from you. And I want to say a very big thank you to you for teaching me and then giving me the opportunity to share what I have learned from you. Thank you.
No, thank you, dear Anthony. Thank you so much for such a wonderful, marvelous, caring, moving, what else? I don't have more adjectives. Well, I do have, but they don't want to come out. So this is the best time, I guess, for reflection, right, Anthony? I didn't realize that all the speakers have talked about all these things that you have put them together, as Mona says, in Tunisia. I love the way you presented your ideas. it's as if you have put some order into my head. And that's true. You have put some order into our head, and now we are aware of what we should and shouldn't, what we should remember and try to put in practice, right? So let's hear what the audience want to say, please. Roxy, Raj, Mirna, hello, Silvia, Maria Teresa, Paola, and Muna. Maria Teresa in Bolivia.
Thank
Could you
you.
please, sorry, Anthony, could you please stop sharing your screen?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, back to you, my dear.
Well,
Maria.
I think it's important that we think about a quote that said, practice makes perfect. That's one of the things that I really enjoy thinking about, and I very often tell my students that that's a way to succeed on any objective that they may have, right? Motivating them to increase their ability to learn more using what they were taught. That's one of the things that I really liked. And another thing that it was mentioned over here is that teaching doesn't only mean to provide information to a group of students or a group of people, right? But it also means to learn from them. It is really awesome to think about the knowledge that the audience has in relation to the different aspects that we deal with. It's not only the teacher who has the expertise on telling people, students in this case, about the different things that we are talking about. But what is important is also to be able to grab, to learn from them, to increase your own knowledge, right? To start sharing what they have and include that information into your own knowledge for the future, for any other situation. So all the aspects that were mentioned in Anthony's presentation, I think should be taken into account to grow up, to become more aware of the purpose that we have and the role that we are playing right now. Thank you, Anthony. It was very enlightening, and it makes us reflect on the process that we are going through at this point. Thank you.
No, thank you, dear Maria Teresa in Bolivia. Before listening to the other guest attendees, Anthony, do you think we could have a copy of your presentation? Of course, we will pay for the PPT.
No, I will send it to you.
For
I
free.
will send it to you. You can share with anybody.
No, we
For
can
free.
pay.
For free.
Don't worry, we can pay, Anthony.
No, don't worry. I got it for free. I will give back for free. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Lovely. Okay, next, anybody? Okay, Roxy, Raj. Who's the next?
Jaime,
Yes.
Jaime, before I forgot about this, we have to pay for the documents. You are going to send us any certification, something about nothing. It's just learning.
No, I wouldn't say just learning. I would say learning, sharing, giving, thinking, reflecting, talking, listening, and many, many beautiful things. Something that I love, Sylvia, about these international meetings, or what I love about these international meetings, is that not only the guest speaker can talk, but also everyone else can be heard, and we can say anything we want, and of course respecting everyone else. And that is the beautiful thing, Sylvia. The certificate is here in your head, in your soul.
that's why I just came to the meeting, because I was teaching. I want to learn. But my question was because there are other teachers. And says Sylvia, and says, let's go to the beach. No, I'm just attending a conference. Oh, wow, it's Sunday. And they say, but it's interesting, so why don't you join? Are they going to give us certificates or something? You know, some people are like this. So that was only a question.
No, very good your comment, because some people know. Most people, Sylvia, most people want a certificate, but the certificate is in your heart, it's in your head, it's in your soul. You won't take any paper with you when you die, sorry to say, but you will take the beautiful experience of listening to Michael, Anthony Michael. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Your presence has been very, very nice and rewarding. Thank you. Roxy, Raj, anyone else?
Yes. Yes, I would like to add some last words of appreciation and gratitude to Anthony's presentation, in the sense that he has made, at least in my case, he has made me think more on others than in myself, considering others' skills, not to teach the way I like to teach, not to teach the way I was taught, to teach others want to be taught, to teach others the way they want to learn. Very important. It's teaching is not me. It's just me is one more element, just a tool, but the others, our learners, are our main world, and everything has to be given to them. Skills of great service. Yes, definitely. We who have decided to be teachers, we decided to be professionals for service, to give. No, and sorry for Sylvia's friends who have commented about the certification, just a piece of paper. We are a lot more than that. As,
yes.
Jaime, thank you, Jaime, for your words. Everything is in our hearts.
Yes.
Everything is in our souls. We are a lot more than that. A piece of paper will be ashes later, and then we will be a lot more than that. Yes. So I appreciate and thank you, Jaime, also for this kind of presentation, for this kind of quality of people attending these groups. We are not many, but we are enough. We are not a lot. This is not a matter of quantity. This is a matter of quality.
Yes.
I want to emphasize on those words because we are here and we are deserving our Sundays, and thanks because they are on Sundays. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to attend because I'm working the other days.
Yeah.
And a Sunday, I'm waiting for the next Sunday to attend the next workshop because always learning. And yes. I think I will die the day I stop learning. Thank you very much to all of you guys.
Let's go. Okay, next one. Thank you so much, Roxy, Sylvia. Next one.
Yes, hi, everybody.
Hello, Mirna. Nice to see you and listen to you.
I'm so sorry, Anthony, that I got in late. I was really, well, I forgot. I forgot about it this morning, but I was very interested in listening to your talk, because here in Ciudad Obregón, here in Mexico, these next 2 weeks, starting tomorrow, our students who are going to be future English teachers are going into practice. And I wanted, we've been going to certain reflections, but the way you show the information was so meaningful to me. I'm one of the ones that would like to have the presentation so that I can contrast my students' reflection when they come back. Because right now we're going through a big change, and now almost 60% of the population in schools are back here in Sonora, where I live. So it is going to be very interesting for my future teachers to reflect on all the content of your presentation and see how they can cope, or how they can compare, and how they can identify certain situations that you're talking about. And it was very well organized. I surely agree with this. And well, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mirna. I will send you the link of the whole of the complete presentation. which will be updated in our YouTube channel. Next, somebody else who wants to speak, who wants to give his or her opinion.
I can share.
Please, Raj.
Anthony, really appreciated your roadmap. I'm calling it a roadmap. And you can call it toolkit roadmap, a great reminder that the journey begins with us, you know. And very often it used to be said, practice makes perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm making progress. So I think that's another one that really resonated for me. And there's so many things to take away. And for now, I would say I'd like to add gratitude to what you did for us today. So with that, I'll pass it back to Jaime.
Thank you. So before listening to the final words of Anthony today in his presentation, let me remind you before you go back to your normal life that we will have Mona Boulel, who's present today from Tunisia on Sunday the 20th, that is next Sunday. She will be talking about dealing with students' mental health through extracurricular activities. Okay, do not forget, it will be as interesting as this presentation today. Okay, your final reflection, dear Anthony.
Gratitude is the summary of everything, actually, because like I said, I got everything from every one of you that have presented, and I tried to put everything together. I tried to become a student again. I'm really grateful to you all. I'm grateful to you, Professor Jaime. I'm grateful to God for everything, you know, for the gift of life, the gift of this big man here, and then the gift of being a teacher. You know, I never thought that I would be part of people's humanity, but coming here has really opened my horizons. Thank you very much.
I wonder if we will be around when your baby is 20, 25, 30. We hope to be around to listen to him. Okay.
Thank you.
No,
Yeah.
thank you. So thank you, dear Anthony, Roxana, Raj, Silvia, Mirna, Mona, Paola, and Maria Teresa, and everybody else who was in Facebook Live. And as usual, thank God, thank life, and let's keep safe and healthy. Okay, see you next Sunday. Thank you so much. Thank you, Silvia. Thank you, Raj, Maria Teresa, Paola, Anthony, Roxy,
to see you.
Muna.
Bye.
Bye. Nice to see you. Goodbye, Paola, Muna. Bye, Teresa.
Everybody.
Bye-bye.
Everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.